This is my fourth Pokemon theme game. The first one was a Pokemon memory game that I developed, but that was on the theming from Riza Dorani. He did a memory game on one of the first PowerApps for Kids session, and I downloaded his app and I did one from myself from scratch to learn myself, to make myself familiar with PowerApps, and then I changed it into a Pokemon theme. I also shared that on the Kids Zone in the PowerApps community. And the second one was the Pokemon 3D Bubbles. The Pokemon 3D game that was with mixed reality, and we can take snapshots with mixed reality and Pokemon in it. And now this is my the latest one, and that's a Pokemon Bubbles. So let's share my screen so I can share you how it looks like. That's
great. You got quite the little quiver of Pokemon games now. I like it.
That's because due to my son, because he's a fan of it. So I would like to make his more familiar with PowerApps, and also let them try to play with the app, so they will like it. So over here, I share my I just play on the game, and I think you can hear the sound if I go on the first screen. I press on OK. Here's just a little introduction about the app.
The audio coming.
On the second screen, the sound wheel comes up, and then on the right hand side I have an how to play screen, which will show and tell you there are bubbles stacked, and just make a match with the latest, the lowest bubble, and then press on the icon on the same color. And on the start screen, I think, how can I create a game with more fun in it? So there are 3 different play modes in this game. One of the first one is a best of 5. So in 5 rounds, you have 3 lives, and then you have to finish it within the certain time. And then the second one is 12 bubbles stacked. And then you have more lives to play within 5 rounds. And there's a free play mode. And in the free play mode, you can make your own selection. So I can say, I want 8 bubbles stacked, or I want just 3 bubbles stacked, and then it will random generate the game. So let's start with the free play mode. If I click on if I click on free play mode, I say play the game. I can say how much bubbles and how much lives I want, and scroll bar how much bubbles I want to stack, and then I play the game. So this time with the free play mode, there isn't any score which counts the time, but now I can make matches. If I press the wrong one, a life will go down, and if I press on the correct one, it will just match, and then I finish this round. So I can play one followed by another. So this is the free play mode. I can play it on my mobile, and I also place a transparent button over here. Because if I click twice on the button, then on the iPhone, it will zoom in my app. So there's a transition over here. Then I go to the first, and I play best of 5 round, for example. Then it will shuffle again, and I got only 3 lives and a time score over here. So I can play the round. It will clear it, and it will save the time score that I had already did. And if I finish it, it calculates the total time amount, and I will be in the high score screen. I will comment the thing. So I finish this first. And so, and of course, if all lives are gone, then it's game over. And if I finish it, it will go to another where it shows my score. And finally, I can put in my name. And over here in the best time scores, best of 5 game type, I got the third places. So this will save in a local database of the app. And this is the table of best of 12. So this is actually the whole game. And I just start further with my with the app itself. Yeah, how it's developed. Actually, the first thing I do is think about what I want to achieve with a game. If I develop a game in PowerApps, I want to have an idea first. And then, because I'm more a functional person, I will looking for some graphics first. So I will design my own graphics in Photoshop. I found some nice images, and then I collect all the information, and then I start creating my app. In this case, the first screen is just the starting screen with the logo, the images, and something like an introduction screen. And then within 3 seconds, or after 3 seconds, it will go to the home screen. And the home screen, you will have some buttons. It's just a button with which will save the variables. And in the app on start, I have a bunch of game styling, a set of variables and global variables that I will use over the whole app. For example, which game mode is it? How much global life lives I have? How much rounds, etc. So in the app on start, it will set all the variables for me. I have a load data here, and also let's see. Just create some tables to store all the information that I need for to save the data. And on the home screen, save the game type. Then we go to the game itself. And the way I develop the game is with use of a lot of variables, tables, and also I have 2 debugging types. If I open this, for example, if I start this, it will random pops up with all the bubbles. But if I open my debug mode, just make it visible over here. I have 2 debug modes visible. I can open the other information that I need. For example, the debug modes, if it's matched, then I can check my game if the variables are true or false. Are they matched with each other? Or for example, is it game at end of life? Are all the game matched with the correct next image, for example, the next color bubble? And over here you can see is a table, and it will temporarily save all the colors, and actually it just random generate a number. Is it number 1 or is it number 2? And if it's number 1, then just show me the yellow button or yellow block bubble, and if it's green, then show me the green bar. So this is how I developed this table. Also, this table is this one is just a component that I used to store all the informations. For example, the table, and it will match with current number, and current number is, for example, number 2. Then if it's number 2, show me the green bubble stack. So that's the way I develop this, and it will disappear, and the next will slow down. So it will I will get the effects to shorten it to the bottom. Yeah, and then beside that, I also have a setting screen.
How do you make the sounds play? I think I saw somebody ask that, and everyone loves the sounds. I'm sure they'd love to see.
Yeah, actually, it's you have a sound, and if I press on the button, then I have a variable. It's play sound, or it's true or false, and on the sound item here, it's loading on the auto start. I have put the variable over here. So if it's true, that the sound will play. And on the sound end, I set the sound variable, the far play sound variable, set it to false. So with a true or false, with a boolean, I put the sound effect on a press action, on an action of this.
Perfect. So it picks it up as a trigger anytime you set the variable value to true throughout the time.
Yes, and on the sound end, if the sound plays on the end, then set the variable to reset it. Actually,
it's nice and simple, isn't it? It's not too complicated to get the sound to play. I saw you had a ton of variables, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, I set a lot of variables, and also on screen I reset all the audio, so I get the audios resetted, and when I play on it, it will set to true. Yeah. Yeah. Also on the screen on start, I also set a sound effect. So every time if I come over to one of the screen, I will get some sound effects. Even if I, for example, if I lose its game end of game, then also another soundtrack will be start. For example, if I lose the game, then we'll go to a miss sound or a game over sound. So that's how I achieve this interactive. Keep it interactive.
Did you plan your sounds out too when you made your design at the beginning in Photoshop before you even entered into the PowerApp?
No, not for sound. Sound, I only found it looking on internet. I searched for some sound effects, but with PowerApps, with gamification in PowerApps, I found there's some delay or problems with sound effects. It will. Not every time it will be tracked, but maybe that's something I don't know PowerApps that much. But on the desktop itself, it will play very well. But if I play it on my mobile, then I will get some delay, or not every time I touch on a button, the sound will play. But maybe that's book or someone else can teach me how to do it.
Michelle, I have a question. I'm wondering have you tested on various mobile platforms? Like, I'm wondering if it's only happening on iPhone versus Android, or if it's happening on all mobile devices. That might. No,
I only tested on my tablet, my Apple tablet, or on my mobile phone, because I don't have an Android device. So
neither do I, by the way. Neither do I. Is it happening on both the tablet and the mobile device?
On the mobile device, I will find a little bit legacy. Just on the game mode. For example, if I play on the best of 5, if I choose this one and I press very very quickly, so actually after each bubble, you will hear a tick sound. But if I debug this, you can see here that sound will play.
Okay.
So you see, it will play and then it will resound. But not every time it will go quickly back and then set it to true or false. Maybe I have to do it twice or something, but I try to debug it, but it's not very smooth. So I have to choose very carefully for my sound effects and try it more often on my mobile. Yeah, so this is actually my demo of my PowerApps app game that I developed. Don't know if there are any questions so far.
I did see some questions. People were wondering about like the content that you have, because Pokemon's owned by, is it Nintendo now, or all the different content? They were just wondering how you got that into your game. Is it just because the game is free and you're not making money on it, that's why it's all right?
Yeah, about the trademark, you mean, or not? Or no, actually,
we've got some copyright people in here. Come on. It's free.
Yeah,
She's not making money.
No, actually, yeah, because I'm not making money off this and it's for trading purposes. So I think it will not be an issue for this. But I just changed it, and I found on internet on free internet sources without any licensing. If I search on internet, then I tick on free for education purposes, and then I find some, and it's also all these kind of images like this Pokemon. It's on free sources where I can download it. So I think that will. And also, I am not making money. It's just for education purpose, so I can explain it for this. And all the other images I just created on Photoshop by myself. So.
Oh, so you have a combination.
Also,
things you made and things you got on the internet.
Yeah, and not in this app, but in the other apps, I have also a page created where I download the link sources, so that let people know it's free downloaded. For example, the Pokemon 3D, I just give them the credits, not for myself. So.
There you go. For those who are on the call who may be new to PowerApps, I'd love to draw your attention to the tree view on the left side. You'll notice that Michelle is she's got a little naming convention she created there for groups, for buttons, that they have different prefixes and things.
Yeah. Right.
The whole time I've been looking through your app and seeing all your code too. It's very clean and organized. And I even saw your naming convention for your global variables versus your context variables. What I'm getting at is, for anyone who's learning this, from what I can see looking at Michelle's app, like, this is a great app to go download and just look at code patterns and how that.
Yeah. Also, I try to set comments into my code. So if I debug, for example, the one I use the most is on the group, because I have to check every time I press on a button. Mm-hmm. I have to do a check. Let me see. It's the in the group game. It's over here. The button control. Over here, I have a lot of checking that I have to do. For example, reset my variables, or check if it's matched and do a lookup. Also, I have to set some comments into the code so I know what it is doing, and what if it's true, and what if it's false, and then but if it's not matched. So I try to put it into the code, so if anyone will see what it's doing, they will notice and can give it a try. I uploaded this app into the PowerApps Community Kit Zone, and here is the link. In the next slide, you will see a QR code. You can give it a try. I can also put this on the chat, so you can download this and try to see if you can get it on your own device and give it a play. And if you like this game, just give it a thumb up, so it will be come into the Kids Zone first page. Also here I have the second app, the Pokemon 3D. And also the memory game, the Pokemon memory game, also themed with Pokemon. So just give it a try. This is based on the app from Reza.
Yeah. And you know what's really neat, Michelle, is today is the first time that I've actually seen kids on the call. I saw three kids so far watching how you built Pokemon today. Pretty neat.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Michelle, did you put the link to download somewhere?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I can put it here in the chat. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Michelle. We appreciate you coming on and sharing it with us today and walking us through how you built it and how it works. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Really. How long did it take you to build that?
Well, actually, I do this in my spare time, and in weekends. I'm not sure how long, and it's also I think maybe the 4th versions that I built. Every time I'm not very happy with it. So for example, the legacy on my mobile phone. So I try another way, a method to build my app, and finally this is the one I like the most. So I put it in the Demo Extravaganza 2021, and and today I'm here to show you all this Pokemon app.
That's really neat.
Yeah. Once again, thanks for having me. It's very happy to be here, and I would like to hear any comments of anyone to see how they find this app.
I think you might find a couple more questions in the chat there.
Yeah, I will read that.
When I brought up the fact that your app looked like a really good example on how to write your code and things, it started a lively discussion.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, come on back again, Michelle, when you've got another great app next time to let me know.
I already have another idea for my next coming up game.
All right. Cool.
I will let you all notice when it's finished and if I'm happy with it.